What is going on, everybody? King Recon Man, and I'm very, very happy to say that I am doing a One Piece episode video. Now, listen, man, it's been a damn long time, alright? And on the old channel, I have a lot of Punk Hazard, and a lot of Water 7 slash Jenny's Lobby videos from Adult Swim as well when it comes to the episodes. So, if someone like is newly subscribed to me, yeah, I used to do a lot of the episode videos. It's just that I worked on Saturdays and I just wasn't able to do it anymore. But you know what? I decided I miss doing this, man. So I just got home from work and I decided, let's go, let's do it. We're back, baby. One Piece episode videos, and what a good episode to start off on, man. Look. I don't know, I needed this. I really needed to watch this episode and come on here and talk about it. It feels like something that it just needed to be done, so I feel like doing it. And I want to make this reoccurring thing because I really do miss talking about the anime of One Piece, and I still can't believe I'm doing this. this is surreal, this is crazy. So this particular episode covers the latter half of chapter 788 and the first 8 pages of chapter 789. Now listen, man. Because the thing is, I really loved the Violet and Doflamingo stuff in the manga. I absolutely digged it, right? But in the anime, dude, when I heard that guitar riff, the acoustic guitar OST, it reminded me so much of Hitman Reborn with the Byakuran soundtrack. And then, of course, when you say family, I was like, Reborn, let's go. And it was nice. It was awesome. They really captured the atmosphere right there perfectly. And one thing to ask of this episode that I absolutely loved was the additional scenes they added with Violet versus Doflamingo. You know, even the smallest detail of Violet's hair swinging or flowing in the wind, as I say, whoosh, which was in the manga. Even though I preferred the panel in the manga more, the anime really added that in a really nice way. And the additional fighting scenes with Doflamingo and Violet, because the original fighting scene that we had there before it switched over and we got to see what was going on with everyone, pushing back the birdcage, we didn't get that. Originally what we got is it's like cut off after Violet and after Doflamingo gave her that threat, and then the chapter ended with Rebecca yelling Viola-san, and we were all wondering like what the hell happened. So I actually liked the fact that they added those additional fighting scenes in here, and whenever they return back later. Those tear whales, just saw how Doflamingo easily fodderized it. I was like, yo, that's another thing, man. It doesn't matter what form it is, whether it's the manga, the anime, or anything, Doflamingo's always nasty. He's that dude, forever will be. I love that guy. I love him. As a villain, he's too good. He's too good. He's too good, man. Doflamingo. But I will say this, though. In the manga, I did not really feel I felt for Rebecca, right? But with this episode, man, I was like, Jesus, like I really felt for her when Doflamingo was controlling her, and right there at the end of the episode, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this, man. I was like, yo, I guess because I was so caught up in the Violet stuff, because the Violet stuff was so badass. Listen, when the blood's coming down her face, she's over here, she's still trying to fight Doflamingo. She has a knife in her hand, some Call of Duty stuff, Commando Pro, just striking and going in. I was like, I love it. I always loved the Violet stuff in the manga, and here in the anime as well. But those additional fighting scenes, once again, really well done. But when it comes to Rebecca, I seriously felt for her more in this particular portion in the anime more, because in the manga, I felt for it, but at the same time, with all the other stuff that was going down, it didn't really affect me as much. But it was very well done. It was really well done in the anime, because it made me feel for her. So I guess they accomplished that. Now, when it comes to the Fujitora scene, man, yo, when you hear the footsteps and you see him like in the background, when you see him unsheath and you see Zoro right there in the story, like, oh snap, they're about to go in, and it's like this is the worst possible encounter they could have had, right? And then out of nowhere, my boy Fujitora, he swings, and he's right above the way that they showed this in the anime was awesome, because it shows Zoro right under him, right, and it shows Fujitora as this towering figure right behind him, and there's a purple background. I'm like, Jesus, dude, this is crazy. Fujitora's just towering over freaking Zoro, towering. towering over him, and he swings. And when in fact it was to block the birdcage. And the way that they said that, yo, I'm telling you, that just that moment, ooh, and you saw Zoro in the reflection, I was like, chill. Chill. That was cool. As well, you know, as the actual cut to the birdcage itself. Now, there was one part that really caught me off guard, right? And that was whenever the Marines showed up. And because I remembered him saying that to everyone else, if you don't have hockey, then go to the factory. I remember that. But in the manga, it did not show whenever they actually used their armored hockey. That caught me so off guard when I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? And then whenever he said the line, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. But that completely caught me off guard. I was like, what? The armored hockey, get out of here. Then I remembered the line, and I was like, okay, it makes sense. So overall, the main thing that went on in this episode, well, at least for me, the main thing for me will always be the Violet stuff against Doflamingo. That stuff is just awesome sauce, and Rebecca showing up, you know, it just adds more to the whole tension that's going on there with Doflamingo literally controlling her. He has Violet up by the strings like this. Now he's about to command Rebecca to come over there and strike her down. And it's really, you know, making the tension grow and making Doflamingo seem even better as a villain. Especially whenever he states, we have been family for 10 years. But do you think that because of that, I wouldn't hesitate to kill you? I was like, yeah. I was like, let's go. That's that man. That's Doflamingo. I love that bastard. But yeah, overall, the main thing was them pushing back the birdcage. And I loved the 5-star Usopp thing in the beginning of the episode. Whenever they... It's like, what did he do to get 5 stars? They're like, no, don't worry about it. That was cool. That was really awesome. It was like a 5-star gold nose up. Freaking awesome sauce. But yeah, overall, the episode, you know, pretty simple, but I absolutely loved. To me, they adapted it well. They really did. The Violet stuff, especially those additional filler fighting scenes, were really nice. I was loving some of the angles they took, considering Violet, you know, from a little like a downward angle sometimes, and then showed from above, and she went to kick. I thought those were really cool. The soundtrack placement was on point. And of course the voice acting was nice as well. So overall for me, this was a good episode of One Piece. Just, I really liked those two particular things, man. The Fujitora, that was freaking beast. And then of course, the portion that I really loved in the manga as well, the Violet stuff, and I love it. I love it because I love it for Violet's character. And now for Rebecca's character too. I actually really liked Rebecca in this episode, I really did. But for Doflamingo too, because it just adds, it's like, You don't think it can add more, but when Doflamingo says it to his own family, when he says it to a family member, that you know, it's just he's so good. He's so good as a villain. That's all it is. So overall, guys, this is awesome. I'm really happy I was able to do this. I can't wait to do it again next week. I don't know, man. It's just something I miss doing, and it felt like there was a hole in my heart from not doing these. So. Definitely really enjoyed it. One Piece episode 731 gets a good sauce from me. Really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this week's episode of One Piece, let me know your favorite parts. Did you enjoy the fact they added those filler fighting scenes to Violet versus Doflamingo? I thought it was nice. The reason why I felt it was nice is because, well, at least additional reasons, is because even though Violet was fighting back, because what it did was it showed us what they didn't show us in the manga for the first portion, right? I had a couple additional things in the second portion, but especially the first portion, where I loved it because Violet was going in, but she knew Doflamingo was always control. And that's the same feeling that we got in the manga on both portions of their battle, you know, coming before and after the little, you know, it did what it had to do. It showed us what we didn't get to see in the manga, but at the same time, it really gives the same feel that we got in the manga. Doflamingo was in control of the entire thing the entire time, which he was. So, I loved it. I love those additional fighting scenes, and they were really cool. So, you guys have been awesome for today. Let me know your favorite part of this week's episode of One Piece, and are excited for next week. The preview, if I wasn't anime only, the preview would have gotten me hyped. It was really good. I was loving some of the scenes they were showing, especially when it shows the tear coming down Violet's face. That was really good stuff. And it ends off with Rebecca going whoosh. So you guys have an awesome day. It was really fun doing this again. One Piece episode 731. That's a good sauce. Yeah.